Well, doing another one of those again, but where I don't actually know what the story is. I just try to look into the future. And it's kind of like a meme. You look into the future to find the story, because I don't know what the story is. And it's kind of like self-fulfilling. That's the story. You don't know. You're not supposed to know. You just have to imagine some crazy shit. And kind of prepare yourself. So, I don't see law being a thing. I saw H3H3 video, and I'm kind of triggered. Right now I want to try to like relax. I would walk around. I guess in a previous video I would do that. But this is so not useful for a discussion. You have to calm down as much as possible and just concentrate on that thing. Walking around is, it's more like an exercise. It's not going to help you at all. The same way if you stand up, I made a stand up position for the computer and it didn't work out for programming purpose because it's stressful. It's good to play some games and all that crap. When I wanted to relax, it is one of those good times to pick up programming. And so in the future I still see the same pattern. I stop analyzing too much as I'm doing it right now, and I will do programming, make some games, make sure that I prepare for next game jam if I ever wanted to go there and save the day. But now I have some insight on the video that I watched, and I guess one of those themes of the future stories that I'm supposed to adapt to these relationships with characters. These people are characters. I at least recognize the Jake Paul and Post Malone characters, where Post Malone is trying to be overly nice and he gets into some nasty situations that he still tries to be nice in. This is one of those things that I have experienced in Orphanage, the exact same scenario that happened with Post Malone being approached by Jake Paul. Where it's the bullying. It seems like the bullying, but Jake Paul is just kind of testing, and it was a pretty good deal actually, until it got out of control and my laptop would have been overused. So that's what happened. It's like at some point my laptop would even travel from one place to the other. It's like, man, it's more convenient that way. But yeah, I was overly nice. I didn't say what I actually thought and kind of guarded my belongings. Something that the other person wouldn't been able to, take over. And there is no fucking reason to be nice at the same time. It's like, it's not like we associate in any way. The only reason to be nice is if I am afraid of that person. So, yeah. And I should have talked about it with the responsible adults that were running the orphanage, that were doing the protective business. Now, that's one aspect of the H3H3's video. One aspect that I will not talk about is the loosened tire. I'm not actually sure what to make of it, so I cannot talk about it. They're just too much mystery for me. Not triggering yet, but it seems interesting of a story. Anyways, the story is about privacy, and that I actually support people being disclosed where they live. I mean, some people would want to know where some assholes live, some billionaire assholes. At the same time, people should have the right to bother others. I don't give a fuck who they are, right? They should be able to take should be able to control when other people bother them. It's kind of like one of those black-eyed kid scenarios where people are being bothered. It's almost like the same thing. They are playing with the people, and they have the right, and they display the right. And even though it's like a ghostly encounter, at the same time, it's like, if you look at what happened to Fantastic Daily, eventually he came to hide in his closet. For some reason, he's not fulfilling his promise to go out there and look into his home. He didn't even address this. He said he will do it. He didn't address that. He's just still in his, neighbor's place or whatever. I hope they're preparing. I don't know. And talking about the frequency thing, I don't know. He is able to theorize about these things, but yet I theorize a lot about black-eyed kids, and I kind of understand who they are to begin with. For me, they are just playful spirits at this point. Creepy, and probably even dangerous at some point. But still, they're doing what they couldn't do in the real life when they were alive. They're real people, basically, for me. But I don't want to hook you up, guys, with the black-eyed kids stuff. Apparently, if you watch videos, you're gonna get some effect. Some bad things happen to you as well. Because you're supporting, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, if you make a parallel to people trying to destroy popular personalities, then you can say yes, you are trying to give feedback to these people. I don't know. I don't want to speculate that much. That is ridiculous. But the Post Malone situation, from the moral perspective, I don't see nothing wrong giving out someone's identity, address, all the information, where they can find them. I don't care. Is this me giving credibility to stalkers? I give credibility to human life. But every human life is kind of like equal. They should be able to do whatever they want, as long as they're not harming others. They can test. They can see, oh, you're not calm. Then I can swoop in and see if you're going to release that calmness. How you're going to deal with that. I mean, if you're not calm before I swoop into the situation, actually, I'm not sure how that works. Ugh. So let's not get into that. But the whole privacy thing, that it's the law to not disclose other people's identities, they're not supposed to be filmed. That's a lot a lot of privacy basically given by the government. And governments are basically kind of crashing themselves because at some point people will be against it, against all the laws and all the suppression. We're going to collect it. We're going to go against it at some point. This is one of those things that I want to do with Minecraft. I want to make my own community, my own independent community. It's not a community unless it's independent, unless it's independent from all the laws of other people, of all the deals of other people, where we can do our own thing, have our own resources, and completely detached from everyone else. That is the aim that a community should have. And I don't think that's the aim of Minecraft. That's what it makes it a dead community. When the aim is not only in the wrong direction, I mean not only not into trying to get out and understand what independence is, what the definition of community is, not helping community be a part of the game. Even though that was an intention to build an API or something, I know how it would work. We just make, if you imagine a card game, we just make a bunch of cards, some cards get approved. Simple, right? Simple stuff like that can already happen very easily. But it doesn't. The approved content. But the approved content goes to vanilla experience. It did happen with some mods for Minecraft. The horse and piston got added, but other than that, I can't say that it's a big part of the community. Something that would really put community forward and create expectations and make you want to get in that niche spot where your content becomes a part of a big thing. That is something important. That is something that every YouTuber should do as well. And as it comes back to the same conclusion that big people should be bothered by small people in any way they can. They can be bothered in any way that people figure out a way to do it. To troll, they should be able to do that. Really. And we're in that kind of position right now. The trolling will evolve very heavily in a few, like, dozens of years. In a few decades, the trolling will evolve. I can see that happening. Right now we're gonna regress into some law-hating shit, into accepting laws like I am, and just completely paralyzing myself. But at the same time I'm trying to analyze what's going on really deeply to kind of get out and escape the laws and destroy them and make sure that I can do whatever I want, that I get the independence. How do we get it? We celebrate Independence Day in so many countries yet. We still don't know what it is and how to get it for ourselves. I guess it's the fact that independence happens in some countries, that's an indication that it's possible. At the same time, for something big as Minecraft, if it still had the mind to become independent, but yet, of course, the mind, the notch, is left to relax from all the garbage. So obviously, it's done. There's no hope for Minecraft. in my view. So we have these characters. These are personality characters. The Post Malone, the Jake Paul, one of my classmates as well, which is, and PewDiePie is also a personality. They have these characters that they embody. They might not do moral things. I would call them like demons, personalities. They can get out of control really fast, of course, go into immoral position, but at the same time, personalities like Jake Paul and, you know, overly nice personality, overly irritating personality, these are personalities that are useful in certain situations, but these situations will have to resolve. You know, you're creating more chaos. So it's either you're creating more chaos against an evil person who deserves it, and you will feel no immoral feeling for yourself. Nothing that will make you not sleep at night until you address the issue, or you just wait it out until it calms down. You kind of have to learn to really quickly react to an issue when you're not getting calm. Like, I don't learn that in terms of being clean. Sometimes I encounter myself not being clean, I kind of flip up, and I should be a little bit more clean, right, to not re-encounter myself and not flipping myself up. But it kind of shows how calmness is one of those key ingredients for morality. How fighting against stress is what government aimed to do, but it's doing it a little bit too much, where these personalities now are getting suppressed. These personalities who embrace life. And we don't want that to happen. We kind of want to support Jake Paul on this one. Because what Post Malone could have done is just tell how he really felt. If he really felt suppressed and out of context, he should have came back and just told the truth. And get a little bit upset if he is upset. But he just went with this nice character as, oh, he's the nicest guy that I ever known. That's what Hila said, right? But at the same time, that's not a good thing sometimes. When I was in orphanage, people would take my laptop because I was overly nice. All I could have done is flip up. A bunch of adults could have fixed the situation because it was breaching my privacy of keeping my own items with me and doing whatever I want with my ownership. So that's a issue to talk about. Understanding morality, I'm really proud of myself for doing that as well. Ugh. I was really negative on making these videos, but because I'm lazy, I can't really put up thumbnails all the time, as you can see. But I will do that. I'll fix myself and yet get destroyed by 2 days of work. I'm gonna 2 days of work tomorrow, so get the fuck out of here and don't expect me to do a lot of videos. Yikes. So we're gonna test the evening, or if it's gonna let me be a little calmer, but it's not really that thing that makes you calm. It's not the time of the day. It's what you did before, and you kind of accelerate into calmness. If you sit, you deep breathe, or something like that, you just meditate or something, you get into the state of calmness. And yet, I saw Boy in a Band doing the routine. It's like, I'm gonna do this, and that. He's going from one state to another without purpose, which kind of breaks the whole thing. People don't give a fuck about purpose. Well, I'm 2 minutes over. Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. Well, I did had a lot of thoughts, which were coherent, but I didn't talk about the future. Oh, actually, I did talk about the future. How am I able to predict the future? But I will talk about that later. How I'm able to predict all these fucking futures.